Well, hey everybody, I'm gonna turn this way. So the sun's not right in my eyes. This is the first part of the last part of what we're doing with all of our Tula Pink quilt blocks. Yes. I'm really excited to do this, and I think it's gonna be so cute. I cannot wait to get it finished. The first thing we gotta do a little cleaning. Yeah, we do. And we're outside. Yes, we are. It's January the 4th. And it's a bright, sunny day here. It really is. It's kind of cool. It's in the 50s. But for January, this is perfect. This is a wonderful January day. Here's what we got. This chair I had when I was in high school. And I'm not going to tell you how old it is. But if you remember them, the mister's going to clean it off because I can't get my hand real good in that. I've had this chair for years. Let's just leave it at that. So if you remember these chairs, y'all probably have seen them in years past. Maybe some of y'all even had them for your favorite sports teams or whatever. I can't believe this one is still in as good a shape.
Or if any of you ever remember Tennessee winning these things.
Oh yeah, well, this was back before that. Well, it was during that. They were really good then. But anyway, I had this in high school. Yes, it is an antique. And I've got a friend that's got another one, but hers said North Carolina on it. So hopefully she still has it. She said she did. And I can make a set of them. Yes, I can. But it needs a bath. It's been in the barn for several years. But I can't believe the UT Vols thing in the middle of it is still good. And I can't believe my daughter didn't nab it and take it to school with her.
That's because it's folded up.
But she didn't want it, I guess. It does need some work because it is dirty. But we're going to give it some work and a bath and clean it up and fix it all pretty. And like I said, if we can get another one, then we are going to make a pair to possibly set on the porch. I think that'd be pretty. But we're going to give it a bath here, and I'll sit y'all over here and let you watch us.
I don't know what I'm going to do. Shit. Destroy it. I have to keep it somewhere in the damn log or something. Shall I hose it down?
Yeah, just a minute. You can rinse it off. I think I've about got it all scrubbed. There's a little place right here.
Gotta get the back of it right here on this.
What now?
Right here on this corner on the back of it right here. You done got it. Behind.
Yeah, I did. It's just dried.
Did you do the canvas?
No, I'm going to take it on, put it in the washing machine.
I thought you weren't gonna take it off.
Yes, I am, but I wanted to get the rest of it clean so I could get it in the house first.
I think that's about got it there.
Oh, I didn't get that right there scrubbed off. Let me scrub this real quick. Okay. All right. Okay, now it's all clean for the most part. We're going to leave it sitting out here for a little bit, and then we'll take it in, and we'll get ready to do the next steps. Yay! All right, we're back with our chair. It's been a couple days, but the mister took it all apart, and he's making you all a pattern. So if you want to build you one, we'll have that pattern available in the Etsy store soon. I don't know that it will be ready when this video comes out, but you can keep watching for it. And I'm just restaining it because it is just so old. I mean, this chair is probably, it's not 50 years old, but it's getting close. And I just got this gel stain from Hobby Lobby, and it seems to be not as messy, and it says soap and water cleanup, and I'm all about that. So trying to leave on there the numbers that he has on here so he knows how it goes back together. And like I said, we're gonna put this one together, but we're also going to show you all how to do you one from scratch in a separate video. Okay, it will be a video of the mister showing y'all how to do you a chair from scratch. Take your boards and cut them and sand them and all that stuff. So I'm just going to do this, lay it over to the side, and we'll get this done. And when it gets dry and so forth, we'll come back to our next step. Okay, so y'all just hang with me. Okay, we're back again. We're still working on our chair. We took this off, and I washed it in the washing machine. And as you can see, it's got a few imperfections in it. It's a little worse for wear, but that's okay because we're not going to use this except for a pattern. But I am going to put this up and keep it in case I ever decide maybe I want to put this back on there. And I'm going to show y'all what we've got. So I've got our blocks, quilt blocks right here. I've got 21 of these quilt blocks. And these are going to be the perfect size quilt blocks to do this project because this thing is 18 inches across and it is 30 inches in the middle. Right here. I think it's 30. Did I measure it right? Let's measure it again. No, it's 20. 20 here. And the whole thing is 32, okay? Including this top and this bottom. But it folds over. You see that? And this slides onto your chair. Okay? So I have got 21 quilt blocks because I want this to be quilt blocked as well. Okay? So this is where we're going to have to watch as we do this because these have to go on the back side. These go on the front side because this flips across. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Because this, when you fold it out, of course this is stitched, when you fold this out, this is back here because you've just rolled it across. I hope that makes sense to you all. It will all become clear. So the first thing we need to do is lay out your blocks and decide how you want them. And these blocks right now measure 6.5 by 6.5. And when we put them together, they will be 6 by 6. Okay? Got that? So I've got my blocks laid out here and I know how I want them. So I'm going to lay them right over here, just to the side. Then I'm using this foam right here. Soft and stable or something like that. This is a fusible. I don't know how it fuses. This is a fusible foam just because this canvas is very heavy. The original canvas is very heavy. And I don't know, unless I went to an upholstery place of some sort, I could get real heavy canvas. You could probably order it, but it might be quite pricey. And since if you don't want to use that, you can always just put your quilt pieces to this if you want to do it that way. That's perfectly fine. But since I want to save that, then I'm using this in the middle just for more stability. You can use batting. Of course, you can use batting. I just thought this would be a little more stable and a little less wobbly. This is the first time I'm doing this, so we're going to see if it works, okay? So I cut my piece here, and I cut it the length plus the pieces that come back, okay? So I've cut it the entire length, and it turns back 6 inches at the top and 6 inches at the bottom. Just kind of like this. Okay, so I've got that cut. It's laid to the side. And here is what I'm going to use for my backing and my binding. We're going to back it and bind it all kind of at the same time. Okay, so I've got this piece cut. This is just cut extra long and extra wide. It's half the width of the fabric, which this fabric might have been a wider fabric. No, this was a 42-inch wide fabric. So this is just your 22-inch piece. And this is a canvas, but it's not real heavy, okay? So, but I think with that and this, it'll be plenty heavy enough to make this chair. Alrighty. So, first of all, we're going to lay out our quilt blocks the way we want them. And this one needs to be trimmed. Probably need to trim a lot of them. Oh, and one of y'all said I need to get out my twisty mat. Said I needed one. I said I've got one. I just don't ever use it. So here we go. This is our rotating cutting mat. Got it last year because I thought it would be just the coolest thing ever, but I find myself not really using it much. All right, so let's see. I need 6.5 inches here. That's 8. 8 by 8 would make it, well, if we go over this way, come in here to 6.5. Come up here to 6.5. Is that right? No. Y'all, I'm goofy. 6.5 to right there. All right, there we go. So let's cut this off. Put that right there on the 6.5. I believe that'll be fine. All right, just needed to cut that little piece off there. All right, so I'm going to square these up, and then we're going to lay them out and start sewing them together. Okay, now then, I'm going to start. I think I got these out of order somehow. The ones for the top and the bottom, you don't want to sew in this row, okay? You want to pull those out because we're going to hold on to those two because we'll sew those together by themselves, okay? So we are just going to start sewing these, and I'm sewing them in columns instead of rows. I don't know, doesn't really matter how you do it. 6 is one and half a dozen's the other, as my mama used to say. So you just want to line them up. And you want to start sewing with a 1/4 inch seam. Back stitch when you start and you stop, because you're supposed to hold your seams. And all my blocks have been neatly pressed. You want to trim off all these little threads as you go. There you go. And you're just going to sew them together. This did not leave room for any kind of sashing or anything, so we're just going to go right down through here and sew them together. You should be sewing 5 blocks at a time. So your first set, your biggest piece will be 15 blocks, 3 by 5. And if they have a one-way design in them, like my little skunk here, you want to make sure you get them all going the same way, because that's going to be the top of your chair. And I'm using just regular, sewing thread. Put a little nick in that, but it'll be in the seam. It'll be all right. And 5. Or don't go with this blue. Let's go with this blue one. And if you've got seams like this, and you can kind of nest them, or at least line them up, you'll be better off. Okay, here is column number 1. See that? That's how they're going to go together. You want to do 5 of them. I'll do the other 2 columns and I'll be right back. Let's do that. Maybe that'll work. All right, I got my 3 strips made. Mike went dead on me. So now we're going to sew them together. And I pressed the center seams one direction and the outer 2 pieces the other direction. So you can nest those seams in the corners. Okay? So just like this, you've got this seam going this way, this seam going this way. And when you lay them right like that, they just kind of lock together. And they just play real happy together, just like that. And so you want to do that, and then you want to sew this together at a 1/4 inch seam. All right, so we're going to sew this piece, and then we're going to add the other one. And I'm just matching them as I go. I'm not pinning or clipping because I, really don't want to. Backstitch when you start and you stop to hold your seams in place. Now look how pretty that looks. Now we've got one more piece to add on here, and let's see, it goes right over here, just like so. All right. Just matching each seam as I come to it. across some of those seams. Okay, now then, here's the centerpiece for our chair. Right here. Now we've got to quilt it. We've got to put the back on it. We've got to get all this other stuff together, okay? So what we need to do now is make our piece for the top and our piece for the bottom. So we need to find 3 blocks we want for the top and 3 for the bottom. And I think put one of those up there, and I'll put, let's do this one. Those 2 greens are too close together. That's too much green. Let's swap one of these out for this one. Let's do that. There we go. All right. So with these, you need to sew them like this together. Okay? 1, 2, and 3. And I don't have any rhyme or reason to the way they're going together. Just picking and putting what I think looks good side by side and going with it. Okay, there's one of our pieces. Let's do the next one. Let's do this one right like this. All right, now then, there's that one. And there's that one. These will go on the top and the bottom. What we turn back around, remember? This will be what flips back over. Okay? So, let's give this a quick press, and then we're going to go on to the next step. All right, now then, when last we were here, which was a little while ago, I had company and I had to go downstairs for a bit. Oh, I need to turn that over. Dang it. Let's just kind of fold this up like this right here. That'll hold that. I need to turn this over. This is our back of our thing, and it goes face down. Okay, we're making a sandwich. We want the pretty side to the outside. And definitely want to leave plenty up here and plenty down here, okay? Just like this. And plenty on each side. And because this is a stripe, it'll be easy to get straight. Didn't know that. Okay. Now then, here's our piece, right like this. See this? All right like this. So we've got that. All right. Now then, we are going to take this to our machine. I'm going to put a few more pins in it and pin it all three pieces together. The foam batting in the middle, as well as your quilt top squares and your backing, okay? And like I said, we've just kind of made a sandwich out of this. And you're going to quilt this however your little heart desires, whether you want to do stitch in the ditch, whether you want to do just your squares, whether you want to do diagonally, however you want to do it, but you want to sew these pieces together. They need to be sewn together. And I'm probably going to stitch in the ditch and I don't know how much or how close, but I think that's what I will do. But that's totally up to you, okay? Do as much or as little quilting as you want to do, but you do have to do some because you got to get them together, okay? They can't just be willy-nilly. They've got to be meshed together and held together so they'll be good and strong, okay? So we're going to sew this together like this, all right? Going to stitch this down. When we get that done, I'll come back, probably be tomorrow. I'll come back and we will do our next step. Okay, been another day. Like I said, I had company yesterday, so I got behind and I had some things I had to do today, so that put me behind, and you know, that's just how it works. That's just how things happen, right? So, this is quilted. I've got my top piece and my bottom piece. And these have to go on a little bit different, okay? Just a little differently. So I need one side of these to be turned under so it can kind of be top stitched on here. And the other one will go on like this. I'll sew it like this and flip it, you know. I'll sew it like this right here and flip it. And then this will turn under. I don't know if that made sense to you all or not, but it made sense to me. But I need this edge right here to where, and just to barely turn it under, doesn't work real well. It's hard to get it straight because you got all these different fabrics all run in different directions. So I'm going to sew a facing onto that with just a piece of fabric. Any old thing will do because nobody's going to see it. Okay. So let me see if I can find me just an old scrap, or see if I can find just something here, a 2-inch strip, 2.5-inch strip maybe, that's just kind of a solid. This right here will be just fine. And I'll pull this one little strip off of here, just like that. And what you're going to do, you're going to lay this down and you're going to sew this pretty sides together, just like this. And then you're going to open this up and then you're going to turn it back under. Just gives you extra to turn under. So I'm going to take these over there to the machine and I'm going to sew one of them. And then I'm going to sew the other one, okay? Just like this. Just sew them on there just like this with a 1/4-inch seam. And I'll be back when I get that done. All right, see what I did there? I just put a little facing on that. Stitched it, flipped it, And there it is. Good to go. Same thing with this one. Okay. So now then, I also got some Velcro because I'd like to make this to where you can take it off and wash it. If Velcro doesn't hold, I thought about zippers, but then they'd be on the front side and they would be uncomfortable, so that won't work. And you can't fold this to the back side because of the way the tension is when you sit on it, it would pull them out. So it has to fold to the front for it to work right. So I bought some Velcro, and I thought if we put 2 rows of Velcro, that might hold it. We're going to try that. If it doesn't, then I'll have to stitch it, and then you'll just have to take the chair apart if you want to wash it, but you could do that. So this is our front so far, all right? And this has to turn back like this. And I've got an extra piece of foam that I want to go right here, all right? As this turns back to here like this, see that? I've got an extra piece of foam that will go on each end across here to make it just a little extra padded on the top side, all right? So this goes like this. See that? And then this will turn under like this. Right like this. See, that's how that will work. And our Velcro will go right across here. So our first piece of Velcro needs to go across here. So let's, all right, so our first piece of Velcro will go, it's a shorter piece. This right here is the longer piece. We'll go right along here. Just right across here, the top right there. And I'm gonna see if I can stick it down with a glue stick. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but we're gonna find out till I can get it sewn. I'm thinking this right here might hold it very well, because to pin it, it's gonna be kind of difficult, you know? And I'm just gonna cover the edge of those, the raw edge of those quilt blocks with this just a little bit. Okay. Now maybe I can get it to stick down there good. All right, I believe that'll hold it. All right, that's on this end. Let's do the same thing on this end. I just got this beige color, and then I got some white. All right, we're going to do the same thing right down here. And I'm cutting this just a little bit longer than, because I can always shorten it. I can always come back and shorten it up. All right, let's see what we got going on here now. Let's see if we can get this to stick down here. Sometimes you're having a hard time getting something to stick with glue. If you put glue on both pieces, then they'll connect and hold better. All right, we got that one down. Perfect. Now then, strings, 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 strings everywhere. All kinds of strings. There's a quarter hit the floor. I was checking to see how much was in our fabric cowl a minute ago. All right, now then, this is our top. So we need to see how far we need to turn this down. Make sure that we've got this in the right place, right like this. And that is perfect. All right, that is perfect. That's the perfect size. Right there. Okay, so that is perfect. So this, let's see if I can rip this out and lay it out flat. Don't know if I can or not. I'm gonna try it. I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna wheel y'all around here so you can see, because I'm gonna work on the top. Okay, this is the top right here. So we've got our line right here where our Velcro is, and I've got this right here where that seam was lined up right there. And this folds down, and this was stitched, but this is where I'm going to put the Velcro. Okay, so I have our foam cut here, and I've got two pieces at the top right up here, okay, that are going to turn down just like that, because this is heavier than one of these. It's about what this was doubled, so I doubled that up just like that. And this is where this needs to come in here, right straight down like this, and be stitched. Okay, just like this. We just need to stitch this right like this. Okay, so I'm going to put some clips on this. Look at these cute little things I found at Hobby Lobby to go in the kitchen. Isn't that cute? I haven't taken them down there. I'm going to put them in the kitchen for Valentine's Day. They've always got all kinds of stuff like that. All right, so we're going to clip this into place right along here. All right, and we've got it folded over straight. It's not cut straight, but it's folded straight. All right, now then, for this side, what we need to do here is we need to take this, and let's see, I want to sew this right along here, right like this. And then I'm going to turn it back like this. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we need to turn it this way. So first I'm going to stitch this right down through here. All right. Let's get the other end ready, and then we'll get ready to do it. All right. So I'm going to move y'all back over to this side so you can see this way. All right. Now then, on to the bottom side right here. And right here, we've got a little extra padding to go right in here. Here is our bottom. Our Velcro is right there. Right there. Straighten this out just a little bit. All right. Now then, we've barely got enough up here to turn down. Do you see that? Barely have enough. And this needs to go all the way up here, okay? But I have enough to turn down. But like I said, just barely. So we're going to turn that down, clip it, and I'm going to go sew these two ends, okay? Through all four layers, 2 layers of fabric and 2 layers of foam, okay? All right, so I'm going to sew all the way across here and all the way across here. And I'm also going to stitch down this Velcro right across here. Both sides, one side and 2 sides, okay? All right, I've been doing some thinking and some looking, and I think I'm not going to put those other quilt pieces at the top and the bottom. I think I'm just going to let it be the stripe. I think it'll be prettier that way, and it won't be, it's busy enough as it is. And I'm afraid it will be way too busy if I come in here and I put this here like this. I can always come back and add it because it's basically just, you just kind of top stitch it on there. But this will be at the bottom and then up here at the top. And, or do I really like it better? It really looks better, doesn't it? I know, I'm listening to you. All right, let's add them on there. Let's just do it. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. I did. Heard y'all saying, put them on there, put them on there, put them on there. So we're going to put them on here. Yeah, we are. We're going to put them on here. All right, so to do that, we've got the raw edge here, and we've got raw edges on the sides. We need to find where this comes in, okay? And right here is where this raw edge should be. And I'm just going to put me a clip right there. And then this one should be right along in here. I've already folded this one up to do it, but we're going to unfold it. All right, so this way you have to sew this like this, okay? Basically, you're going to lay this down on your machine. You're going to lay this on top of it, and you're barely going to stitch it on there, if that makes sense. Because then you need to flip it back the other direction. Or, might be easier to just put us another little facing piece on this side and then lay it down and top stitch it, which I think might be the easiest. So I think that's what we're going to do. All right. Another 2.5 inch yellow strip. I'll take both of these over there and put facings on these other sides, other long sides right here. Not this side, because this will go in with our turn under binding that we're doing all the way around it. So that's where those sides will come into, but you just need to do these two right here. Okie doke, let's see, what do we got going on here? All right, let me see here. This is the bottom. I don't guess it really matters. I'm just trying to see color-wise. We'll do this one right here. And we'll lay it on here right like this. here and here. Is that right? This turns this way. I'm thinking. Okay, I've been thinking again. Next, we're going to add this strip of Velcro, okay, right straight across here. Then we're going to add our pieces, okay? We'll lay them on there and we'll stitch them down. I'm doing that because I don't want the stitching of that Velcro to be on this. I don't want it to come all the way through. See what I'm saying? It'll look prettier. So I'm going to stitch my Velcro on this piece and this piece. These are the pieces that flip back, okay? It'll turn back like this right here. Then we're going to lay these pieces on and top stitch them and quilt them if you want to, okay? You want to do all that next. Notice these edges are still raw. We're going to fix all the raw edges at one time in just a momento. Anytime I'm doing something new like this, I have to stop a lot of times and just think through exactly how it's going to look and how it's going to go together. And sometimes I don't have a complete game plan once I start. I just think about this is what needs to be done first, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll go to the next step and the next step. So right now we need to add this Velcro. All right, so I'm going to go do that, and I'll come right back. Okay, we're back again. We're going to finish up this chair today. Yes, we are. I'm determined. I am determined. Okay, where was I? I don't even remember. I'm like that little old saying. It says, I came in here, forgot what I came after. I got distracted. I did this, that, or the other, and now I have to pee. That's about the way I feel. Because I am so confused. Because I honestly do not know which way I'm going. But I do know that I've got this all done like this. That's right. This is where I was. We've got to sew this down right along here. I put that right along that edge, and I'm going to sew it down across there, and I'm going to press it, and I'm going to sew it down right here. I'm just going to top stitch it right like that. Can y'all see that? I'm going to sew right along here, and I'm going to sew right along here. This one, I'm going to put on here like this, and I'm going to do the same thing. Right here. And I'm going to stitch it right along here and right along here. Okay? I'm going to go do that. We'll come back and we're going to finish it. Okay. Now then, I've got these sewn on there and I've got the Velcro kind of stuck down. So this is kind of the way it's going to look on the chair. Okay? Kind of like this right here. Can y'all see that? I hope y'all can see that whole thing. This is the top. This is the bottom. Because our little skunk, our bear, and our sloth are all standing straight up. So we kind of know this is the top, this is the bottom. Okay? Now we've got to trim it. We've got to trim it down the sides here. And I'm thinking I'm going to use a rotary cutter and a ruler. So let me grab out a long ruler right here and a rotary cutter right here. And I'm just going to kind of come right down through here. Just right along the edge. And everything should be fairly square. But then I made it so it's probably not. I'm just saying. It's probably not square. But we're hopeful. Yes, we are. We are hopeful. Oops. All right. there's that piece. On that side, see that come in right here? That come in right there. That's perfect. Let's go to the other side and get it trimmed. And then we got to get the mister over here to get our chair put back together. We've got one more thing to do to this before it's finished. And then we'll have it ready. Yes, we will. All right, we got this one done. Yay! Now then, I left that really wide on the sides because I originally had a plan, but that plan did not come together as I had hoped. Because my plan was I was just going to turn it in and let it self bind down these sides. But when you put this on the back side, you can't do that because this wasn't wide enough. And I could have come in here and added more to it, but I didn't. And so now we've just got to put a binding. We just need to make a binding and go down both of these sides. Okay. So let's keep our ruler out here and let's find us something to bind it with. What are we going to use to bind it with? Who knows? It really doesn't matter because we've got a little bit of everything in here. But let's see if we've got some 2.5-inch strips. That would be perfecto, wouldn't it? If we've got some strips here we could use. We got those. What about these? There's one. I bet I don't have enough. I don't have enough of that. What if I have enough of this? There's 1, 2. I don't think 2's enough. I think it needs more than that to go down one side. So I'm gonna have something I've got more than 2 of. So let's see if we've got something in here that I've got more than 2 of. I've got that. Got some of these solids. But I think we're just gonna have to cut us some because I don't want to use that. I'm not a big fan of that. I'll fold those back up later. All right, so let's cut us something for the edges here. Let's see, what have we got? Just something kind of plain. Could just use a solid. We could just use a solid. What about this? Let's just go with this very pale yellow right here. So we need to cut about 4 2.5-inch strips, the width of this fabric right here. And I'm going to do that with this ruler right here. Anytime I need to cut strips, this is, oh my gosh, this is the best thing in the world. I love this ruler. Once I figured it out and started using it, I'm like, oh my gosh, where have you been all my life? Because you are wonderful. Okay, so that's our thing. We're going to start 2.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how quick that is to cut 4 strips? 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, just like that. Like I said, if you don't have one of those, oh my gosh, they are really handy to have. Cutting any kind of squares or anything like that. Now we tuck that right back away. Okay, now then I'm going to take this over there to the machine. And I'm going to sew these together. And these do not have to be biased because it's just going straight. I'm going to sew these two together. And then I'm going to take you to the ironing board. And I'm going to show you how we're going to get this ready to go on here. Okay, now then, the way I'm going to do this, just got this laid out here flat, just like this. I'm not going to run this through my binder maker because I don't see the need. I'm just going to lay it out here flat, just like this. Okay. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to stitch it down. You see, I've left a lot out here at the end. I left me a big tail right here. I'm going to stitch this all the way down through here. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Lay it on here and just stitch it. Make sure you get it right sides together. And you're going to stitch it all the way down. Okay? And then I'll come right back. All right, now you see how I've got this. This is the back side. We'll turn it this way to the front. Okay? Right like this. Turn this under, just like so. And pull it over here. This is so that we won't have it like double seamed on the front. You'll just have the one on the binding. Okay? Then we're going to put clips on it this time to kind of hold it in place. This at the top, we're going to turn down first before we turn it down just like that, then turn it in. And it makes a nice little corner piece there. And you can press this if you want to. This is what you're going to do though, all the way down through here and all the way down the other side. And then you're going to come back and you're going to stitch it right down through there, right along that edge, and it's going to be finished. And then we just have to put our chair together. The mister's over there working on it right now. Maybe he's just trying to get these pieces sorted out. I don't know, but hopefully we can video him putting it together. If not, well, we've got another one coming, so we'll get that in another video if he's already getting it together for us. So I'm going to do this, and I'll be back. All right, just like that, all the sewing is done. All we have to do is put it on our chair. So let's go over here and see if how the mister's doing. Oh, he's working. Here he is. He's got it laying up here on the bed. He's got pictures of how he took it apart, so he's trying to remember how it goes back together. So when he gets it all together, we'll come back and I'll put the cover on it and it'll be done. All right, here's our, whoa, there was a bird trying to get in, hit the window. We're going to put this on here, just like this. Bring this over here and Velcro it, just like that. This way it'll be real easy to take off and wash, if you are so inclined to do so. And there's our chair. Isn't that cute? And you just sit in it and it's so comfortable. Oh, it might not be. Oh! And just like that, you fall through because the Velcro won't hold. And Coco's on my lap. Oh, Lord, help me. Coco, get off of me. I'm stuck in, oh, Lord.
I wondered why she didn't put it back the way it was to start with.
Well, I was trying to make it so it could be taken off real easy to wash. But that didn't work, as you can see. So don't make the mistake that I did. So now I'm going to take this and stitch it right across here and right across there, and we're going to
Double stitching, triple stitching.
Actually, I don't think it's quite long enough. It doesn't, I mean, I measured it with the other one, but it doesn't sit back in here.
The other one didn't require you to overlap this stuff so far.
Yeah, it did.
Well, okay, well then it doesn't make any sense then. If you made the exact length of that other one, why it didn't work?
Well, I know. So I'm going to work on it, and then I'm going to come back, okay? All right, I'm going to show y'all what I did here. I took it apart right here on this bottom. I flipped it right sides together, another 3 blocks. I put 3 blocks together, right sides together. I sewed it on there, flipped it over. I came on the back here and I cut it, and I just added a piece in here with the foam to make that cushy right there good, and flipped it back over and redid the binding and stitched it twice. So let's put it on here and see if it doesn't do better. All right, that looks better. I'll get the mister to put the screws in it. But that looks more like it's supposed to look anyway, lengthening it out. I guess maybe it measured out the exact same size as the old one. It did. When I held them up, they were exactly the same size. But this one was not going to work. Here comes Coco to sit down in a chair with me again to see if I fall. Yeah, I know. We're going to see if Mama falls this time. Yeah, we are. We're going to see if we fall this time. I double stitched it, 2 rows of stitching top and bottom. So maybe I won't fall through this time. Maybe we won't fall through. What do you think? Got some strings I need to clip off of it. Have you got it?
I guess so.
All right, Coco, let's see what happens.
Y'all
Y'all,
to see us go.
y'all gonna see if I fall this time. Oh no, and it's perfect. Come on, get up here. There we go. Yeah, it's just perfect. Isn't it just perfect for us? Yes, it is. It's so comfortable. Yes, it is. And this works great. So I will give you all some instructions on how to build you a chair and make you a quilted sling for it. This one kind of rocks. Oh, I'd forgotten how comfortable this chair was. They really are comfortable. They really are. What do you think, Cocoa Puff? Cocoa Puff, is it cold outside today? Is it cold? I think it's very cold outside today. All right. Let's end this video sitting right here in our new chair for all our guests coming into our sewing room. They have a nice comfy chair to sit in now. So if you don't have a chair just like this and you want a chair like this, the mister is working on you all a pattern. How you can cut it, all the instructions on how to put them together, each piece, this, that, and the other. So that'll be coming soon. It's not ready yet, but it'll be in the Etsy shop soon. And with that, I will give you all the exact dimensions, sizes, and everything. She's in my face to make you a quilted thing without the Velcro because you will have to sew it. You will. And to take it off and wash it, you just have to unscrew two screws and slide it off, wash it, and put it back on. That's doable. But no, you don't want to use the Velcro because that did not work. I thought about zippers, but then the zipper, anyway, you need to sew it. You need to sew it. And I'll give you all instructions how to do yours to fit right the first time because I made all the mistakes in this one. So then you don't have to make them. And I will see you all in the next one. Remember to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, leave me some comments, hit the notification bell so you know when new things are coming up and when I go live, because I am going to start trying to do that. I'm not set a schedule yet because I'm just kind of a little bit just not sure exactly when I'm going to start doing that. Or how that's going to look exactly, whether it'll be later in the evening or in the afternoon, or y'all let me know if you'd rather have afternoon lives or evening lives. Y'all let me know what time of day works best, because I'm toying with that idea and I really don't know. So y'all leave me some comments, let me know what time of day you all would like for me to have lives and on what day of the week you prefer. So we'll just kind of do a little survey. And Coco and I will come and be on here with you all. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.